Why do so many women always find problems with the fact that they have to do things for their man in a relationship?
It starts to become an issue when it's expected out of us, and then on top of that, having to work.
Oh, I have to cook for a man, I have to clean for my man. So? That's your man. You marry that man because you loved him.
Like, what gives off more pick-me energy than the fact that you claim you're over your ex, but you can't stop talking about him? And
so if a woman is already in a relationship, how can she be a pick-me if she's already chosen?
Picking to be miserable. They're picking to be ran through. That's what they're doing. Why won't you listen to a woman that know how to keep a man? Club every single weekend and hoping to get a man. A pick me is someone who's laying down with every man that says that he's interested. A pick me is somebody who's entertaining every man that's in their inbox. A pick me is not somebody who advocates for the man. A pick me is not somebody who appreciates value.
Tell him she's saying it with a chest.
Loves, honors, and respects the men out here in the world. That is not a pick me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what a pick me is. You pick being miserable.
Woo! Hold up. She said you pick being miserable. How are you ladies with getting with Chad, Tyrone? 80% of ladies sleeping with, actually I'm wrong. 95% of ladies, right? We giving them too much leeway. 95% of you ladies sleeping with 5% of the dudes. Actually, I'm wrong. Like the OG said, the old guy, remember the guy showed one of the last videos? 97% of these ladies sleeping with 3% of the dudes. You're the pick-me's.
You're listening to women that cannot keep a man, that don't know how to, that are always single. You're listening to your broken family members. You're listening to your single girlfriends. You're listening to those. You're listening to the all I could do is be bad by myself. I'm so independent. Those are the pick-me's. They're picking to be miserable. They're picking to be unhappy. They're picking to be single forever. They're picking to be ran through. That's what they're doing. Why won't you listen to a woman that know how to keep a man?
Real talk.
Why wouldn't you listen to a woman that's in a right state of mind, who isn't angry, who isn't bitter, who isn't frustrated?
You know what's the wild thing? And people are starting to notice, especially these ladies that are on the right side, right? What it is. It's good versus evil. That's the real battle. You have to get to the bottom of it. Who started feminism? Satanism. This is, like, a lot of people don't know, this may be their calling. Why? Because the more and more it's spoken about, the more kids get to say, wait a minute, that's who started it. I think you need to show that into the video because more people need to connect the two.
With life, who knows how to raise her children, who knows how to eat right, and
That's right.
Who meditates, who prays, who is in a
It's the God way.
Why wouldn't you listen to a woman like that? I'll wait. Some of y'all.
Yeah, that's the right way. That's the way it's supposed to be. A lady is supposed to back up her man.
Understand what a pick-me is. A pick-me is a woman who understands how men think and actually care whether or not they're happy in a relationship. And the women who call the other women pick-me's usually are feminists and hate men and hate to see other women who don't hate men and who actually care what men think and actually want to see men happy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they want to see us miserable. And why do they want to see us miserable? It's spiritual, right? Men, as they say, represent the patriarchy, right? What does God represent? When they say they go against the patriarchy, they're talking about go against God. You ever saw one of these ladies speak about, oh, get away from religion because that's all male centered? They say that. That's what they say.
For the women who are upset with my content, you don't agree with it, you have issues, you're always in the comments going back and forth, things of that sort, I have a secret for y'all. y'all keep giving me my content.
Yeah,
It's like y'all can jump to the most extreme scenario, and I'm just like, dang, like the rabbit hole goes deeper. Like, I can talk about this, I can address this. Y'all give me my content. That's where I'm getting it from. And that's why, like, stay in the comments, y'all. Because the way y'all think, my brain can't go there. So I know the truth hurts, but y'all show why the truth is needed.
yeah, they sure do. You know, it's funny. They keep giving her the content because they keep bringing up other things like, oh, why don't you support us women? Oh, this, that. And then they give, they give, what do you call it? I forgot what you call it. They give an Easter egg, right? Like on a video game. Then they give her an Easter egg. Then it's like, oh, I didn't think about that before. Why? Because there's so many layers to it. What you ladies doing nowadays is very layered. So I'm gonna say this: the fact that you're layered is not a good thing. It's not good for a man to try and figure. But we figured you out already because most guys know. I don't agree with it, but somebody's giving it up. Just like these ladies know. They know how y'all are. Because you know what? You're the real pick me's.
Let's break down the word pick me. So if a woman is already in a relationship, how can she be a pick me if she's already chosen? This concept
Exactly.
y'all have of doing absolutely nothing for y'all significant other is crazy to me. If you have a good man, what is wrong with doing stuff for him? You making his plate, not gonna hurt you. You treating him every once in a while, if you're not broke, is not gonna hurt you. You complimenting him or validating him is not gonna hurt you. If anything, it's gonna make y'all's relationship better and it's gonna give him more incentive to treat you right. Don't let culture brainwash you into thinking you can do absolutely nothing for a man. And let me be clear, a man that you are with, and he's gonna be happy with you. Because it's not the case. You're a leech at that point. Like, he could literally write you off on his taxes as a dependent.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a reason why guys got their passports and left. And to the ladies that are behind, y'all will be okay because there's still a lot of guys back home that are still looking for good girls. But these ladies don't, they seem to have the screw loose or feather in their head because you know what's crazy? The way they look at us, you got to think about it. Because I'll tell you what the problem is. They always add political parties into it, things like that, right? So you look at men that are that believe in marriage, they automatically think Republican men. They go right into politics. Why? Because a lot of people that are that do social media, they're big on that. They join political parties, but it's not about that. It's about the way God sees it. Because to me, forget a political party. I could care less. And I remember before I spoke about Charlie Kirk, where I said, I said people are upset with me because I said, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I think what happens is people they automatically thought, okay, you're on God's side, you're on the Republican side. I don't know, they could have been straight Satanists. I don't know. But you know how people are. I'm not choosing sides. I'm only choosing his side. And that's the way that these ladies are probably carrying it too.
Always being called a pick me is it's always from the women that have male centered content surrounding their baby daddy, their hinge dates, and basically their inability to connect with a real ass man. Like, I would much rather be called a pick me for male centered content surrounding positive interest in men rather than making my entire personality trait surrounded by my baby daddy who I chose to have children with that I now
Exactly.
supposedly hate but can't stop talking about. Like, what gives off more pick me energy than the fact that you claim you're over your ex but you can't stop talking about him, and every single post that you get clout from is about a person that you supposedly don't like, but then you're talking simultaneously about your children by the way that you talk about your ex. Again, the ones that you chose in the first place. Like, can somebody make it make sense? And if that's not bad enough, if you claim that you're over your ex, these same women make male-centered content around their dating experiences. They make it around, being looked at the gym the wrong way. Everything that women do on this app is around negativity surrounding men, which is the same exact thing as MRAs or men's rights activists, only ours is a positive spin on experiences, and the quote-unquote other pick-me girls, in my opinion, is a negative spin. It's literally all the same because it's just human experience. Okay, bye.
And yeah, that's what it is. They're saying, pick me. I'm just like you. I'm a feminist. That's what's going on nowadays. It's not pick me. It's I'm with you. Instead of pick me, I'm with you. And it doesn't make any sense. It's going to make sense when the time comes and it's pick a side, right? And what's going to happen? That side is not a party. It's about the man above. And you ladies are missing something. You can't tell what it is. You're going to see. You'll see pretty soon.
I used to be a pick-me girl. I used to be a people pleaser.
Now, this was a real pick me. Now, she breaks down everything a pick me is because she was one. Check it out.
And would do anything for people to choose me, to see my worth. Like, I always knew my worth. Like, I always knew my worth. That's the difference where people think that a pick-me girl doesn't know her worth or a pick-me boy doesn't know her worth. You absolutely know your worth. You just want someone else to see it. So then you overextend yourself so someone else can see the value that you know that you can do. You can love somebody correctly. You know that you can support somebody. You know you could be a good friend. You know you can be a good employee. And you just want them to see. They want to see that you can do that promotion. You see the,
And what she's breaking down, all of us are pick-me's in some way. I was like that too when I was younger. When I worked for people, I was definitely a pick-me. Also, men are like that too. When I had friends, you want to be cool. Pick me. I can hang around you guys. Everybody gets caught up in that in some form or fashion at some point in their life.
Be a good wife, do all the things. So you overextend yourself. Like, see, I'm right here. I'm doing it. I'm showing up. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do for you, so they can pick you for whatever the title, the role, the assignment, to be a part of their life. And what I recognize, as simple as like flowers, a song that revived in my heart was Tyrese Wildflower. Of course, we know it's an old song by the I think it's the Old Jays or the Commodores. I'm sorry, I don't know where the song come from, but he remade the song I think last year, and I've been on repeat with this song Wildflowers. But there's a line in the song Wildflowers that is like, I'm gonna pick you from the garden. And I just started crying. I don't know why I started crying when I first heard it. And every time I heard it since, it gets me emotional every time I hear it. And then it's starting to make me mad. Like, if she's thriving, why do you have to see her and pick her up out of that for yourself? That's kind of selfish. You think about when we get flowers, and I love flowers, and I'm not saying anything about getting flowers because I love getting flowers. But when you get a fresh bouquet of flowers, you are enamored with it. For the first day, for the second day, maybe the third day, you see the water going down, you add some more water, you add some plant food, maybe you can get another day or two out of it. But when it starts to wilt, you're thinking, dang, when am I going to get another flower? And you think about people in relationships and how we treat people that way. You get picked and chosen, but if you're chosen just to be beneficial for that person, then eventually you're going to die. You're going to wilt. You're going to be depleted. Your water's going to be empty. And often they're going to see you not as beautiful, not as strong, not as confident as you once was when you were picked. So then you get discarded and a new set of plants come, right? A new
set of beautiful flowers come to take your place. So what am I saying? I'm saying I don't want to be picked. Do not pick me. I am spending this healing season just nurturing the soil in which I am rooted in. I'm being intentional about the environment around me that nurtures me to grow to my full potential. And if someone sees me in my full glory, I'm got the right spot, like I'm in the sun, shining on me. My petals are blooming, right? I'm being pollinated. Everything is good. And you come and say, "Oh, she's so beautiful. She's so strong. She's so confident. I need her in my life." And you pluck me up out of my environment and not to plant me in an equally nourishing environment, that is kind of evil. I need to be loved correctly. I need to be nurtured. I want someone to pick me because they are a master gardener and they know how to create a new, similar environment, better environment, so I can thrive even more.
And at the same time, I got to say this, you know, and men understand it. I know a lot of you ladies fall behind sometimes. Um, Working on yourself. Like for instance, men, when the red pill first became a thing, I never was into it because I always had those skills. But men would teach pickup game, and men would promote going to the gym and doing things like that. And that's something even ladies need to do. Maybe get your hair done, things like that. Like certain things to stand out to a man, make a man say, she's blooming. And I'm being for real. Do yourself up a little more. Because I gotta be honest, what you got on now, a guy's gonna go right past. Let's go on to the next video.
Why do so many women always find problems with the fact that they have to do things for their man in a relationship? Oh, I have to cook for a man, I have to clean for my man. So? That's your man. You marry that man because you loved him. And love is sacrifice.
This lady is saying all the right things. It's nothing wrong with what she's saying. And she's sitting there puckering her lips like it's driving her mad. You see that? She like, you see that? That mad. I'm angry. Feminism has ruined these ladies. Ruined, I tell you. Ruined.
Love is being selfless. Love is doing things for your partner because they maybe don't want to do it, so you do it for them.
As someone who grew up in a very traditional gender roles culture, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. The problem isn't that we can't do a man's laundry, that we can't cook for a man, that we can't serve a man. It starts to become an issue when it's expected out of us, and then on top of that, having to work. And then lazy. On top of that, being the default parent. And worst of all, being taken for granted. So what women are trying to say and convey through their messages is this service of me keeping up with the household, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids needs to be appreciated. I need to feel appreciated in order for me to continue providing the service. And it must also be compensated. Because if the woman wouldn't be able to stay in the home, you would be paying for a service, a cleaning service, daycare service, takeout, whatever it is. When you come from a culture like mine, where it's instilled in you from a really young age that girls clean and cook and boys get to be boys, you automatically start placing your worth on the works that you do for a man, inevitably making you audition for a man. By the way, I'm a pregnant stay-at-home wife. I clean, cook, and do laundry for my man because it's a byproduct of the love that he gives me. Unpopular opinion, but I did not marry for love, and I did not marry for money. I married my husband for the quality of life that he could give me. There are husbands that don't want their wives overworked. As always, ladies, be wise.
See, she tried to spin that on his head, but you didn't really, because you shouldn't have talked about that video. If that's how you feel, you just said the same thing the lady's saying, but you pretty much said you're a gold digger. And that lady probably was saying, I'm willing to do these things no matter what. And you just said you're actually no, you said it was right. You said it was wrong. You said you're not willing to do that. That's way off. Why is it way off? This is why men are packing their bags and going overseas. It's a reason. She is not that traditional. because she does all those things with extra benefits. If she wasn't getting those benefits, she'd be thinking second about what she's doing. You know what she said? Compensated.
And have absolutely no empathy towards men's issues, I genuinely worry about you. When you don't try to understand or care about another person's feelings, you can't connect to a person on a deeper level. And if you can't connect with a person on a deep level, then how are your relationships supposed to ever be successful? The reality is, most of your relationships will be very shallow, very transactional. So it kind of makes me wonder, do you guys have any, real relationships with people? Or is that why women that tend to call me that are so focused on superficial things like how much he makes or how much he can buy her? Because some of these women may not be aware there's more to a relationship than those things. Also, a lot of great men out there won't be attracted to you if you have no empathy for other people. So your chances of finding someone that genuinely cares about you and loves you and connects to you is a lot lowered because of that. So you put yourself at a massive disadvantage by trying to not understand what men go through. And of course, you'll never be able to understand 100%. You can at least try.
They don't care if you know what to do.
So I'm not fighting for you. I'm not playing no game for you. If what I'm not about to do is sit here and make a fool of myself and do this whole pick me thing for what? You see what I bring to the table in the beginning.
Women usually hate that to the table shit. So if I ask you what exactly is on this
Bring to the table?
Yeah, what is
I would tell you I'm the table and the leg.
Oh Lord, I'm tired of hearing that.
I'm just saying though.
First of all, she said she the table. That's a red flag.
The table and the leg. It's not a red flag and the leg.
Because don't know what that means.
Y'all ladies gotta stop letting these girls on the internet run y'all away from being a good woman because y'all feeling like y'all gonna be a pick-me. Like, you ain't gotta be desperate, but everything really ain't pick-me. Some of y'all just don't know how to be a good-ass woman, and y'all just wanna do what the internet tell y'all to. Then y'all just don't got no mind of y'all own. It's okay to care for a man. It's okay to love a man. It's okay to pour into a man. It's okay to be good to a man. Like, y'all gotta stop. You like, for real, y'all be talking about pick me. Everything ain't desperate. Some people might just genuinely like a man that they mess with. Cause he doing the right thing. He doing the right thing. Oh, he with her cause I ain't doing all that. Well, that's just why he ain't with you, and that's just why he ain't taking you serious. Y'all be screaming, oh, that's a pick me. Sometimes the girl ain't even doing nothing to be picked. She just might be genuinely nurturing, genuinely caring, genuinely a good person, and he likes that. Some of y'all women gotta understand, like, yeah, she really like that. She really like that, you know? Everything ain't pick me. Sometimes the man really just doing the choosing and he going to get what he want. Y'all gotta, like, think about it sometimes.
Yeah, but most ladies don't think about it. All they think about is destruction and gimme. And I forgot to get this video and show it to you guys, but there's a video of a bunch of ladies saying, who would you rather pick? Your man that says no 45% of the time, or the married man that never says no? Most ladies said the married man that never says no. We're headed there, you know, and the wild thing is in the Bible it spoke about these times, but it's about past and present tense. It's about back then because those times happened then. And it also teaches what happened again shall happen again, right? And that's what's going to happen in the end. And we're here. It's happened.
The word pick me has turned into a weapon. It stopped being a way of calling out harmful behavior and women who are reinforcing the patriarchy, and it started becoming a way to disparage and silence other women who have different values or different lifestyles or different beliefs than you. The word pick me was originally used very sparingly, and it was only applied to women who fit a certain archetype in which they threw other women under the bus to get male approval or to cater to the male gaze. But that's not how it's used anymore. It's immediately slapped onto any woman that has fringe opinions that deviate from the norm, that has opinions that align more with the average average man's, or who indulges in anything that a man supposedly likes, like for example dressing quote-unquote feminine, cooking for her boyfriend, saying she wants marriage, says she's not into hookup culture, whatever it may be. And the visceral response to this is, oh, you're a pick-me. And not only has this become a method of policing women's behaviors, it's become social punishment, it's also incredibly misogynistic, because it essentially communicates that you as a woman are not intelligent enough to want something like this. You're only allowed to want what I want, and if you don't, you will be socially punished for it. And if you disagree, it's not because you logically came to this conclusion, it's because you're pathetic and male-brained. And this kind of line of thinking is completely antithetical to female suffrage and female liberation. The whole point was to give women agency, to be able to have these opinions. Now, they can still be problematic, and you can critique these opinions, but not through misogyny. Also, I want to ask another question. I want you to sit with this. Why is your first reaction to drag another woman, to humiliate her, to disparage her? We're so used to looking at women who conform to the male gaze and write them off as embarrassing and say, oh my god, they're so desperate for male validation. And if you truly cared about reform or feminism or women's rights or whatever it may be, you would understand the very foundational constituent of patriarchy, which is that women are taught from childhood that being chosen by a man is survival. If you grow up in a world that tells you that your worth is determined by how desired you are by men, then you act accordingly. Is that really a moral failure upon you? Or is that conditioning? Conditioning by the patriarchy. You should not be angry at other women. You should be angry at the patriarchy. Anyways, I digress. When you call other women a pick-me, what you're actually doing is blaming the symptom on the host. You're placing yourself on a moral pedestal just because you happen to learn the script earlier. Karl Marx and Plato talk about this as well, but what you're essentially doing is letting men and the patriarchy walk away unscathed for the damage that they are causing while bucking at other women and butting heads with them and eating away at each other. Shaming women has never freed women. Disparaging women has never freed women. Isolation, public humiliation, these things have never freed women. These are literally tactics that the patriarchy has used against women historically. You are weaponizing the same tactics as misogynistic men. If you genuinely care about other women, your first reaction shouldn't be, oh my god, she's such a pick-me, she's such a bag, she's such a pick-me-sha, which is racist, don't even get me started on that. Your first reaction should be, who taught you that you had to be like this to be loved? Because the real problem is not her, but the lesson that she was forced to swallow.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.